Okay, so we're bringing those big toe bases together, spreading out the toes, just taking a little gap through the ankles, and then roll the arms down, reaching the fingertips towards the earth, spreading out through the palms, and then lay those shoulders back. And in order to lay the shoulders back, what you don't want to do is push that chest out so that you become harsh in the heart center, but literally rotate the palms, spread the palms out, let the arms turn outwards, chin level, crown lengthening. And as you really just give yourself just a little bit of knee bending, send your energy down into Mother Earth, really rooting through. You might even feel, not that your tail or your natural spine changes its appearance, but just feel like as the base is growing down, you know, like roots from a tree, you are lengthening up. So lengthening up really tall. Rotate the inner thighs in a little bit as well, maybe, so you get that feeling. It's a feeling we often know about in our Pilates method, actually, called zip and hollow. So squeezing up through that midline, get a little bit of center, tone into the navel chakra, and then reach the arms out as you breathe in. And as you exhale, squeeze the palms together, press forwards and connect. Open out, inhale. Maybe you feel your shoulder blades draw together. Feel that light squeeze behind you. Exhaling, connect to your center. And just in these first welcoming breaths, to become grounded, to become present, to bring yourself here. I know you've brought yourself here on Zoom, which I appreciate wholeheartedly. But as you inhale, exhale, you might now think, well, you know what, I can close my eyes and just reach through those fingertips. Because you're in a narrow base, with the feet together, slight tone coming into the back line, you know, into the gluteal muscles, the buttocks, it may be that you really sense that little internal shift around the ankles. And then next time the palms come together, just draw them into your heart center and bow the gaze. And let's come to the top of the practice mat. And likely you'll want to have your feet hip wide. And remember, in the first rounds of flow, you also may want to soften and bend your knees. So glide the arms out, back, and overhead. And as you lengthen through the side bodies, reach those fingertips up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, rotate the palms away, and soften those knees, and fully exhale as you dive over the legs into a folded standing. Fingertips on the earth or the blocks. Let the crown release. Place hands on shins, knees or thighs, and lift up on an inhale, fully opening into Ardha Uttanasana. Your choice as to whether you lift and lengthen and firm the quads and place the palms higher up. And then exhale, dive back over the legs, crown down, or soften the knees to the micro bend. Uttanasana. Spiral the arms out, rise up, lift, 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 open to sky. Look up if it's appropriate, and or arch the back. And palms coming into Namaste. Let's go again, Suryasana. Opening out, breathe in, expand in all four corners of yourself. Rotate the palms out, circle, dive over the legs, crown down, Uttanasana. Deepen, coming closer to legs if you can. Full inhale, lifting gaze, lifting chest, but drawing shoulders back. Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, slide back down the legs. Releasing crown, breathe in, soften knees or press through feet and expand. Maybe this is your opportunity to increase the front opening. quiet release into the heart center. Let breath guide you. Third round, inhaling, expand. Exhaling, fold from pelvis. Strong back, lift and expand widely in those shoulder blades. Exhale, fold down again, release the weight of the head, maybe take a little nodding, press through your feet, rise. Energize and soften heart. Come back in, bow the gaze. We're going to be now stepping back into our plank. So prepare, bring yourself, as I say, a little towards the front of the mat. Arms overhead, knees are soft, or your thighs are firm. And you're really expressing that extended lift into the upper heart center. Exhale, Uttanasana, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, lift the chest. Now you may want to bend the knees significantly, plant the palms, step right, and then left leg back into plank. Connect through the inner palms as if they're hugging to the midline. And then your choice, knees down lowering, which is obviously into chaturanga, or just bending the elbows, lowering down, hugging, reaching the feet and toes back. And as the palms come a little bit around the face, let breath guide you into Sphinx with the elbows down or pressing away and finding your first Bhujangasana, the Cobra. Draw heart forward, press back, extended child's pose, buttocks towards the feet, re-lengthen. Breathe fully and rise into down face dog. And on this first one, give it some pedaling out through the legs, maybe some little side moves, and maybe even some movements in your shoulders and arms. Bringing one elbow down, little wiggle from side to side. Let's not be in too much of a static, held down dog in this first instance. Look to the palms. You have an option here. You can step right foot forward and then left foot forward and fold. Let's try that this time. Or of course you can do that little jump forward. Exhale, fold it, and inhale as you rise. This time bring the palms overhead, squeeze together, come into that Samastiti, which is the equal closed stand. It's like the skinny mountain. And notice lively energy is starting to be felt in your yoga body. So this is obviously limb 3, asana, but we also want to really, really unite with limb 4, pranayama, and make sure that the whole body, breath and mind, is involved. And that's how your practice, of course, becomes that way it is, which is not in the beginner lane. You've moved into intermediate/advanced lane when you are able to really connect all your energies and find that lovely thread of good well-being throughout the practice. A big inhale, a long inhale, a deep inhale brings your arms up overhead and you open heart more or less. Spiral spin the arms outwards and down and fold deeply. Breathe in, table back, lift, hands on thighs, shins or fingertips to earth. Now step left leg back, step right leg back, squeeze inner thighs together, Scoop through that belly. No need to round the upper back. Simply to find that powerful, strong Kumbhakasana, the plank, the tabletop back. Hips in line with armpits. Option knees down, hugging elbows in. Lowering. Reach out the feet and toes. Stay here with your Sphinx, your Cobra choices, or slide the hands towards the lower ribs or underneath the heads of the arm bones. Draw up into up face dog and lift through the knees, arcing the back. And your choice as to whether you open up the throat as well. Tops of the feet pressing back. Whatever was your back bend choice, stay with breathing. Let yourself enjoy that reaching back towards the feet as the arms reach forward, and reconnect to your breath. Curl the toes, press out the palms. Really connect with the earth in that way that the hands and the feet are the primary foundation points in your down dog. Knees bent, crouching pose of down dog, or extend out through the ankles and heels. And do continue to pedal, but if you're pedaling and you want to pedal the legs, let it be mindful now. So as you bend the knee, the other leg extends. Inhale, exhale, swap mindfully. Once again, you can step each foot forward before folding, or bend your knees. A little bit of a momentum going, and then lightly jump forward. Fold, exhale, rise, draw legs together, palms unite overhead, and release. Melt the shoulders from your ears. Breathe calmly. Stay centered. Observe yourself. Feet are hip wide. We're going to use 2 more rounds. Breathe in, open. Exhale, dive. Hold in and deep. Inhale, lift chest, lift gaze, strong back. Exhale, right foot back, left foot back plank. Take account of this plank as it feels now in this present moment. Lower, cobra, up dog, Sphinx, and then exhale. Send the hips back, resting for a moment, or rise immediately into down face dog. Breathe in, breathe out, feel good. Right foot forward, left foot forward on a little jump. Fold in a little deeper, maybe hold the backs of the feet. Micro bend knees if you need to. Rise, palms press. If you don't hit your beam, bring the hands into the heart. Last round here, inhale. And exhale fully. Table back, Adho Uttanasana. Release, palms are flat, strong energy. Left leg back, right leg back, squeeze legs together, plank. Crown lengthens your tail, knees down lowering, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Sandra, I know you like to use that. Please feel happy to do so. Cobra Sphinx Asana, up face dog. Allow a breath. Be mindful of your spine. Lengthen the body, armpit to hip. Stay in child's pose for another breath. Or now reside here, resting in your Ardha Krishnasana in stillness, and just let the neck relax. Try and breathe well through both nadis. Inhale, exhale 2 or 3 times. And then left foot forward, right foot forward, or bending knees. Jump and fold and rise. Palms press, even if they're pressing in front of you like this. And unite now back into heart center for Anjali Mudra. Breathe and observe and notice. We're going to place the hands down again by the sides, and you may want to just roll off those shoulders or swim the shoulders away, shake out the fingers and wrists. And maybe just bring your hands onto your hip points and notice your level pelvis. If you've got a mirror in your room, of course you'll be able to also get guidance from your mirror. But we can feel these frontal hip points. Again, quite a good idea just to bend the knees so that the feet become super, super grounded. Now, send strong energy down through your left leg. So that means you're going to a little bit hug the buttock in, you're going to hug the inner thigh of the left leg towards the right leg, peel the right heel away, and again start to notice your awareness of the muscles around that midline. And bring the right knee up. Take a breath. Feel secure. You can always bring the left arm out to the side and steady yourself, or light touch to a wall. And then rotate the thigh, and the toe foot of the right will touch somewhere along that inner seam of your left leg, or you can bring the heel ankle into your perineum and press the foot to the thigh, press the thigh into the foot. Steady through the midline and reach the arms up in a yes to yoga in the letter Y, or you again might want to come overhead, reach arms a little bit forward, and steady yourself as much as you can. I hit the beam again. Kind of means that I can do this, which always makes me laugh. So I can actually support the pose from the overhead beam, which is a good idea actually, just to steady, especially when you're talking and teaching. But you know, there's options for those arms. You might want to reach them out wide. You may even prefer to remain here. Really focus and concentrate. And if your Vrikshasana is a little wobbly today, it's fine. Just go with the dancing of the balancing and steady yourself back. And that's extremely good for proprioception. Come back to Samastitihi. Join the feet together. So big toes are connected, toes are spread. Leave a little tiny gap between those ankles. And then bend the knees and arms come overhead with Tadasana, or arms forward, and you sit back. And let's rise again. So really into this lovely classical standing energy that yoga hatha poses provide. Really good for a morning practice. Arms come out wide again, letter Y, yes to yoga. Or they join just in front of the gaze, and you can sit back. You can sit high or low. Try to align the long neck there, of course. And then lift up and out. Expand. And back into that heart center. So being guided always by the breath energy. Let's now sit in Utkatasana for, say, a little longer, promoting active strength in those legs. What you don't want to do is stick that bum out too much and flare those ribs. I'm not suggesting you want to be tucking, because rounding the back in your Utkatasana is just as awkward, but explore the level of depth of it for you. And you can always bring the arms forward. You know, I call this armchair. You're going to plug the shoulders back in and steady yourself. Let the breath support the pose. When you're ready, gracefully glide out, extend through the fingertips. We're going to keep the arms overhead. Take hold of the right wrist, come into a neutral spine or a natural spine curve, and find standing crescent. See if you can let your right hip glide to the right. Lengthening. So draw up on that left side, opening the ribs. It's almost like a diagonal reach. And then you will go a little more into the bend, perhaps, depending on how you feel. And it's not a bounce. Try and let that left hip slide to the left. Avoid rotation on your hips. Keep the face forward. Sandwich between the arms as best you can. And as you rise back to the center, can you just bring the elbows overhead? Now, depending on the length of your arms, it's possible that they'll sort of be resting somewhere, or you might be able to draw them back. It is a bit hyperextended when drawing back, but you know, see what range of motion you have. And close the eyes. Separate the feet hip wide. Soften your facial muscles and feel breath happening. Then after the next exhale, fully exhale and, you know, really draw into that supported postural muscles. Glide the cradled hands now, so coming out from those elbows, and slide the cradled palms behind the back of the skull. And get comfy, and then just be in this position. And if your elbows are really far forward, you know, you might want to get a little bit of this happening, a little bit of opening. I wouldn't pull them too far back, don't strain the neck. I call this coat hanger arms, so I always feel like someone could hang their coat on me. And inhale, exhale, and again, draw your body to a side bend. Maybe as you come to that side bend, you push the back of the skull into the cradled hands and just draw the right elbow back a bit. See how that feels. Use center strength to release you back. And then glide into the other direction, pull that top shoulder back again. If you wish, you can even revolve the ribs. You might even want to slightly rotate towards the sky. These actions are useful when we come to Parsvakonasana, the side angle pose. And then if you want to go a little softer, you can bring the fingertips onto the shoulders, or you can keep them here. And rotate, turn right, turn left. Turn right, turn left, or go slower, yeah? And if you need to go faster because speed is good for you on a Saturday, then keep the face forward and just get into that lovely spiraling of the torso, which is great for freeing up those ribs that get super stuck, Penny, you know, when you're on your writing deadlines. Sorry, and Sandra and I probably end up having a little cough because you get this kind of, it's almost like you're just uncluttering those ribs. So second side of Vrikshasana, the tree. Such a beautiful yoga balance. It is really so classical and so fantastic. So feet together first of all, that lovely sense of being grounded. It's what some teachers call root to rise, or grounded to rebound. Yeah, so get some of those feelings happening in you. Level pelvis. You don't really want to imagine you're leaning against a wall, but you do want more of your energy in the back line, in the heels. So let's pick up that left foot. Be more grounded through that right side, hugging everything. And as the thigh comes up, you can create a little bit more resistance here. You can push your left palm onto the thigh and bring your left thigh up towards the palm. And see if you can feel some of that energy coming to the belly. Yes, you can always hold a wall if you need to, but press, press, press. Then rotate out. So as you open out that left hip, you might need or wish to create some circles and then just touch the inner part of that leg. Even touch the foot, yeah? Or glide that heel higher into the upper inner thigh. And be compassionate and patient with yourself as you find your stability. And sort of hug everything in. Choosing some lovely arms. The branches of your tree, maybe a mudra. Forefinger touching the thumb. Maybe there's a bit of wind in your room and your tree is blowing around like mum. So explore some positions that express your yoga tree balance beautifully, and then keep engaging on that right thigh, right leg, so that the muscles hug up and in, and you do find extra support in the body. You don't want to be standing on one leg and just relying on the ankles. You do want to find your whole body involved, and of course that does mean good eyes, good ears, all part of the human ability to balance. Okay, well done. So we're going into some wider angle poses now. I'm actually just going to move this out of the way. So top of the practice mat. Bring the palms into Pranamasana. And let's again take the arms overhead. Inhale. Knees can soften or firm through the legs, firm through the back line. As the back muscles contract, your front muscles open. Exhale, fold over the legs. Let's step the right foot back. And as the right foot comes back, you may want to hop in a small amount. It really is your choice. It's about the length of your leg bones. Of course, just spiral the heel in and down. Being grounded. Left knee above the left ankle. Look forward, draw the chest forward. And then pick up that imaginary gift and rise into your warrior. You could stay here, just literally gazing towards the thumbs. Or you bring those arms to sandwich around the ears, or even they move back a little further. And then pull up and draw up on that inner right thigh. Exhale, reach a little forward. Keep the balance, keep the strong legs. Breathe in, come to your warrior one. Exhale, firm the legs. Lengthen forward. Inhale, bend the left knee, knee above ankle. First warrior. Firm the legs, both legs straight, long, intense. Inner thighs active, inner arches active. Now as you reach forward, you can do a few things. You can bring hands to hips. Lengthen crown, look to toes. You can bring hands around this front thigh or extend fingertips forward into Parsvottanasana. Maybe reorient the back foot. Draw the chest well out of your hips. And stay here in that lovely plank-like table back, drawing those shoulders away. or soften the knee. Maybe you bring the face close to your shin. Deep exhale, and then bend the knee again. Remember, you might prefer to use blocks. At this point, lift the back heel away and press into the ball of the back foot. And then bring the left hand onto the left hip and turn the body and extend up through that left arm, reaching through the fingers. Inhale, exhale. Hand comes down, fingers down, reach fingers. Step forward. Align your feet, rise into Ardha Uttanasana. So really start to get that back to be strong and toned. And then bend the knees. You can walk the feet back together, it's better for you. Utkatasana. Sit well, sit strong, and then rise. And calmly be here. Sweep arms out, inhaling fully. We call this sun salute when you open that heart, and actually the sun is out at this moment here where I am, and it's absolutely lovely. Exhale, dive over those legs, fold, extend, or a little ragdoll. Left foot back. Momentary high lunge, pull that chest forward, and then become grounded through that left heel. Now, if you're in the right extended length, then this back leg is like this beautiful anchor arrow dropping down. And I can actually feel just a lovely sensation of just enough pull on that lower leg and the calf muscle, which is so great if you're a walker, runner, or cyclist. Right knee above the ankle, use mindful strength to stack the shoulders above the hips, and then you can raise the arms. Yes, there's so many ways of coming into these classical standing poses. Now, firm the legs, be able to locate, good breathing, exhale, reach body forward as if you were going into pyramid, but this is strong for the core, and then bend the knee, breathe in, restack. Exhale, lengthen forward. Inhale, lift and reset. So it's really important those feet are actively strong, as is the pelvis, the legs, the whole of the body. Now, keeping everything firm, extend halfway or a quarter, wherever's right for you. Hands to hips, thigh, or slide down into your fuller folded. Reach the fingertips forward, use your blocks. Please make sure you don't roll onto the outside edges of the feet and lose the whole beauty of your foot. Deep exhale as you bring the face towards the shin, or your version. One more round of breath, and then bending into that right leg. Pick up the left heel, look to that back leg and realign. Maybe it slides a little further away. Make a fist on that left hand or use your block. And as you turn into that right thigh, do your best to create a lovely parallel line. The wings of the heart. Hug that inner right thigh in. Lift the left thigh, that's your back leg muscles, into the bones. Able to breathe. And when you're ready, release. Step forward. I'm going to bring the feet together again. Big toe bases. Spread out the toes and gap in the ankles. Sit back. And find Utkatasana. Hug the buttocks. Breathe. Glide up. Calm presence in your mountain. So we're just going to practice Parshvakonasana, the side angle. for the purposes of the Zoom, I'm going to step my left leg back first. So we are again rising the arms overhead. This time, press the palms together and re-enter your Utkatasana, the chair pose. Inhale, exhale. Hands pressed to mat. You can even sit even deeper if you wish as an option. So you're going to like a really low squat pose, or you can be back in and folded. Keep the right foot grounded. I'm going to step, as I said, the left leg back now. And just spread out through that side angle lunge. So your right knee, right leg, just bending and lengthening again, just like we did in that previous pyramid warrior. And then take the right hand fist or block behind your ankle if you can. So reach the arm behind and spiral these left ribs and take the left arm overhead. Now the option is, of course, to rise the body and bring the elbow forearm onto that right thigh. You want to make sure that you're very well spread between the right heel and the left inner arch, and actually mechanically and energetically suck the inner arch of the front foot to the back arch of the back foot. So you're really driving, another opportunity to drive those active legs towards the midline. That left arm is to the sky. It draws over the ear if possible. Move into your lower position if you can, which is Utthita Padmasana. And then just let that arm spiral around. Top left arm is going to go spiraling around. Hands come on the inside and step to plank. As you lower, lengthen the legs away. Pull the heart away from that belly. Reach the arms back, fingertips towards the heels. Lift and lengthen the legs. Lift the chest. Breathe in this version of Shalabhasana, the locust. Press the palms and child's pose. Down face dog. Hips high. Bending knees. Step forward. Fold and rise. Circle the arms, and we're finishing now with that second side. So, feet together, Utkatasana. Sit back, be holistic with your pose, and exhale, fold or sit deeper. Step your right foot back, and we're coming into our side angle. So left hand on the outside of the leg, bend and lengthen that front left leg a few times, and be clear about the action of power and strength on the inner arch of your right foot. You can lift your body, of course you can, bring the left elbow onto your thigh and extend the right arm over the ear, or you can bring fist or block behind the leg, push that left thigh knee. What's the thigh? A thigh is a thigh knee. Push it into the arm and take the right arm towards the sky. Look up. As I said, or Utthita Padmasana. What's important is you do try to rotate those ribs. It is a powerful, strong pose, which is why I've brought this one in towards the end of the standing practice. You can even place your hand on the hip and be much more lifted. Core energy comes when you don't put the hand to the earth or the body and you just sort of reach away from that angle. One more round of breath. Let's spiral down to earth. Final plank. And then bring the knees down. Possibly even bring your elbows down. And turn that pelvis. Give yourself a little feeling of cat-cow moves. Combine them with some circling. And if you find you want more room to explore, then obviously you can come back onto your all fours rather than having those elbows down. And then find kneeling pose Vajrasana. This is one of those poses where blocks, cushions or bricks can be much of a help. You know, they can really help you maintain this open thigh position. So do get blocks, blankets, get socks on. If kneeling is okay and you like it, then roll those inner thighs to the midline, take the feet apart and sit into Virasana, the hero or heroine's pose. So choosing your kneeling or your, let's say your kneeling style. And of course, if this is really not good for you, you're going to have 2 blocks or choose an alternate seat. Let's bring the elbows back overhead again, but if you can remember how you did it last time, maybe do it the other crossing. Maybe you can sit the elbows up top. Option is to cradle the back of the skull or put the fingertips on the tops of the shoulders. Closing the eyes. Press through the tops of the feet and shins if you are in Vajrasana, Thunderbolt, kneeling or Virasana. And soften the face. Maybe close your eyes and be aware of your breathing. Encourage your breath to slow down a little and then sweep the arms to the sides and rest them on the lap, palms up, or place one palm on top of the other with the thumbs touching. So you literally rest the palm on top of the palm, and then as you look to your thumbs, you let the thumb pads just touch together, and you'll look into that, gazing down a little bit, and notice that you've made almost a bowl with your hands. This is Dhyani, the meditation mudra. So let the shoulders soften for a moment. Relax the back of the jaw. You might even want to in through the nose fully. And then, sort of sigh the breath away. So really just beginning to bring yourself to that way that yoga can shift your energy from the more energetic, vitalizing standing poses, and now coming down to a calming breath in a calming seat. And then open the eyes, release the legs forward into a strong Dandasana. So flesh away from the sit bones, actionable long legs. Yes, of course, even if you're bending the knees, really squeeze those knees together. Point and flex the feet, circle the ankles. But then, as I say, find the pose of Dandasana. Sit again with Dhyani Mudra, palm onto the palm, thumb slightly touching, eyes closed. Or actively extend the arms overhead, drawing up through the side waist. Interlace the fingers, Baddha Hasta. Toes and fingers point up, the palms point up, the little fingers roll back. So, you know, bending the elbows is also fine, but this is encouraging a strong center here. But the option was the softer moment. So choosing your moment in this pose. Find that breath again, one more round of breath, and then place the palms down. Bring the feet in so the knees are bent, Now, usually I like to have a blanket underneath me, so do make sure your tailbone's safe. And then scoop the belly back, scoop onto the sacrum and float each leg away. That could mean they are long legs or the bent knees, or it could mean you've got one foot down, one leg up. And then find your boat balance. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Palms into the center, turn left. And take another breath here. Center. You might be able to lengthen your legs, bend the knees, turn right. And all of that can happen with your feet down, of course. Turning left and turning right. It's just that in boat balance, it's a little more challenging. And then open out your thighs. Have the feet apart. And just roll the legs side to side. Now, your choice here is to press your feet together, outside edge of the feet for Baddha Konasana. This is a good time to get your socks on. Choose to stay in butterfly and then slowly, of course, elongate the body down so that you find Supta Baddha Konasana. But if this isn't right for you, it's fine. You can just bring the knees to stand, the feet to stand, the knees to point to sky, and leave out supine butterfly and just massage your back, yeah? Those that are in supine butterfly, give yourself that little rock. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Rest the palms on the belly, whether you are in semi-supine or Baddha Konasana. Soften the forehead. Almost feel the capability of softening the roots of your hair. So really beginning to now change the energy again and shifting down to grounded. Inhale, exhale, sigh away. Let's do that a couple times more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh away. And then as you release from your butterfly, if you were using it, let's all again fold the knees into the chest, hug the knees in. As you breathe in, arms overhead. As you breathe out, circle the arms, supine curl. So you're really going to have that lovely hugging of the knees in, squeezing in, holding onto the soles of the feet. Lovely here also to lengthen the legs up to sky. Gives them a lovely shake out. And hold the right leg as the left leg releases down. Inhale, exhale, hold the left leg as the right leg extends away. And depending on you, you can be back in supine semi for a final massage and floor twist, or of course, slide those legs away into your full Shavasana. And as you find the final resting pose, under that blanket, if it's needed for warmth, or it's just a symbol of self-care and relaxation. So you can use your blanket the whole year round. Close your eyes and become here more presently. Become this being rather than this doing person. And then let go of all parts of the body, arms and legs, hips, pelvis, shoulder blades, back, chest, feet and toes, hands and fingers. Soften the face and be aware of the muscles at the temples, around the backs of the ears, all the way down through the jaw and to the chin. So all the muscles that you use for speech, and allow your lips to part slightly. Swallow, that can help relax any tension at the back of the tongue and throat. And Sandra, if any tickly cough is happening, which can be that way, post-viral, post-cold, roll to your side and lay on your side body, or take a closing seat instead. With palms to belly or chest, soften the heart back. Give up any unspoken words in your mind. And watch the rise and fall of the breath instead. And breathe in and count 1, 2, 3. And breathe out. 3, 2, 1. And let that little count just begin to prolong. So it becomes a little slower, a little more subtle, a little softer. An alternative option to counting your breath in that way is to use the Bij mantra mentally to hear the sound. Ah, so that you connect the breath to the tradition of A-U-M, the full sound, Om, the primordial sound. So you're inhaling fully, and as you exhale, hear the sound in your mind. It really depends on how you find that this enhances your mental concentration as to which method you choose. Perhaps feel the drop of the shoulders a little more. Allow the body to drop a little more. And then let go of counting or internal focus on the Om mantra, and simply allow everything to be as still as possible. Yoga breathing helps us to alter our emotional states and thereby reduces stress. And really what it is that when we have distress, we are more likely to revert to poor habit patterns that we might wish to change. You don't have to wait to January for a New Year's resolution to consistently apply ourselves to conscious yoga breathing. So now feel minimum effort and maximum comfort in your breath cycles. You might even be aware of a little frisson of exhilaration with the upward movement of the spine on the inhalation, and the lovely relief as you release to earth on the exhalation. Now observe how you feel. Note anything that's changed. Note any differences in mind, body, breath, emotions. And just quietly gather yourself, maybe back into a curl or a floor twist. And mindfully, as you calmly breathe to the close of this session, bring yourself back to seated. Again, reunite the palms to the heart center in Anjali. I want to thank you so much for giving your hour to yourself this morning. My gratitude